Imagine a meme coin endorsed by a president that skyrockets in value, and then, boom, crashes, leaving investors in the dust. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's exactly what happened in Argentina with this Libra meme coin.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to be using an article from trcrypto.news today to sort of unpack this whole wild story.
I mean, it's fascinating to me how this brings together crypto and politics. Like, what kind of influence does a president have on the market, right?
Absolutely. Argentina's president, Javier Milei, he's in hot water over this whole Libra thing.
Oh, is he?
Because he denies promoting it. He's like, no, I just shared information.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of the tricky distinction, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, especially when like his mentioning it caused the price to just shoot up from $0 to over $4.
Yeah.
And then plummet.
Of course.
It's like classic pump and dump.
Yeah.
You know, artificial height inflates the price and early investors cash out. They make like bank. And then everyone else is left with basically worthless assets.
Yeah.
And reportedly, early Libra investors made over $100 million.
$100 million.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's a lot of people left holding the bag then.
Right.
But Milei claims that only about 5,000 investors were affected, and that they were mostly experienced traders from outside Argentina.
Okay.
But other reports suggest that it was actually as many as 44,000 people that lost money.
Oh, wow. So that's a pretty big discrepancy right there. It
Yeah.
makes you wonder about like the transparency and accountability, like who's telling the truth here.
Yeah, exactly.
And hey, if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, CoinTalk Podcast, let us know in the comments, who do you think is being truthful about the number of people affected by this?
Right.
Do you think the experience level of these investors changes how we should view this situation?
Yeah.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our deep dives into these sorts of questions.
Okay, so let's back up for a sec and look at the Libra project itself.
Okay.
It was pitched by this guy, Hayden Davis, as a way to help entrepreneurs in Argentina's informal economy get funding.
Interesting.
That framing makes it sound like potentially more legitimate than your typical meme coin.
Absolutely, yeah. It's tapping into a real need in the Argentine economy. It's giving Libra this kind of like veneer of social good, you know? Could have made it more appealing to investors who wouldn't normally buy into a meme coin. It like blurs the lines, right?
Yeah.
Between a genuine initiative and a calculated scheme.
Right. So was this a genuine attempt to help entrepreneurs, or was this a pump and dump scheme from the very start?
It's hard to say.
It really is hard to say. What do you think, CoinTalk Podcast viewers?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments below. Share your thoughts.
Regardless of the intent, though, the aftermath of this whole scandal has been pretty huge.
Yeah.
There's a lot of political backlash against Milei. There's people are calling for his impeachment.
Oh, wow. And there's even investigations by the Argentine Anti-Corruption Office.
Yeah, not to mention there was like a 5% drop in Argentina's S&P Merval stock index.
Yeah, that's their main stock market index for those of you that might be new to this.
Right. So even if only a small number of Argentinians actually invested in Libra, it's clear that this is having a big impact on their economy as a whole.
Exactly. It shows how quickly something that happens in like the crypto space can spill over and have these like broader economic consequences.
Right.
Especially when, a country's leader is involved.
Yeah. Now, Milei says he acted in good faith. He claims he's learned a tough lesson about how much weight his words actually carry as president.
Right.
He's saying that, he'll be more careful going forward. But can he really separate his personal actions from his presidential role?
That's a good question.
Especially in a situation like this.
Yeah. And it brings up a bigger issue too, right?
Mm-hmm.
How accountable should public figures be for the things they say about crypto?
Even if it's not, an official endorsement. And like, how do we protect those less experienced investors who might just take those words at face value?
Those are some big questions, and we're going to keep unpacking them here on the CoinTalk Podcast.
Yeah.
But first, we want to hear from you. Head over to our YouTube channel and let us know, should there be stricter guidelines for public figures when it comes to crypto?
While you're there, be sure to like this video and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future deep dives.
It's kind of like he's realizing now there's this tension, right? Like, how much responsibility do these public figures have for what they say, especially in, crypto, which is largely unregulated.
Right.
And then their words have such a huge impact.
Yeah, that's a good question. Especially when, like we were talking about, the lines between his personal opinions and his presidential influence, they're just so blurry.
Yeah.
And it's also, a reminder that meme coins can be really risky. Oh, for sure, for sure. Meme coins, they rely so much on hype and, what's trending on social media, right?
Right.
Which just makes them super vulnerable to these pump and dump schemes.
Yeah.
And when you add in, a president mentioning it, it just creates this perfect storm for manipulation.
Yeah, and speaking of manipulation, we mentioned before that there are multiple investigations going on in Argentina right now.
Oh, really?
One is being led by the Argentine Anti-Corruption Office, and then there's a separate legal probe that's being headed by this federal judge, Maria Servini.
Wow. So they're really going to dig deep into this Libra thing, huh?
Yeah, they're looking at everything.
Yeah.
Like how it was marketed, who profited from the pump and dump, Milei's involvement, whether any laws were broken.
It's going to be really interesting to see where these investigations go. Do you think anyone is going to face any legal consequences?
That's the big question. It's definitely a situation to watch. But, even beyond the potential legal stuff, this scandal's already had an impact, right? Like we said, Argentina's stock market took a hit.
Mm-hmm.
And there are broader concerns about investor confidence.
Yeah, it really exposed this vulnerability. What we're seeing is a collision between crypto, which is so fast-paced, so volatile,
Right.
and then the more traditional structures of, politics and finance.
And it raises all these questions about how to regulate this space without stifling innovation.
Yeah.
If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, CoinTalk Podcast,
Mm-hmm.
let us know what you think.
Right.
How can we strike a balance between, protecting investors and allowing crypto to grow?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is. It's a tough one.
It's complex. There's no easy answer.
Right.
But this Libra situation, it just shows how important it is to have this conversation, not just in Argentina, but globally.
Right. This isn't just about one meme coin or one president.
Exactly.
It's about how we, as a global community, navigate this whole evolving landscape of crypto, and how do we make sure that it's fair?
Right.
That it's transparent for everybody.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it better myself. This whole incident could be a catalyst.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For regulatory changes.
Yeah.
And it'll be fascinating to see how different governments approach this whole issue going forward.
Yeah.
So what can our viewers, our CoinTalk Podcast viewers, learn from this whole Libra saga?
Well, first of all, I think it's a cautionary tale. Meme coins, risky.
Yeah.
Really volatile. You got to do your own research.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand what you're investing in.
And we talked about it, but the influence of these public figures can have a huge impact on the market.
Oh, yeah.
So, don't just blindly follow these endorsements. Think critically. Evaluate the information. Make your own informed decisions.
Yeah. Be a savvy investor.
Right.
Understand the risks. Be aware of the potential for manipulation. Always do your research.
Due diligence.
Yeah.
Before investing in any crypto.
This Libra thing has shown us even a seemingly positive spin, framing it as helping entrepreneurs.
Can still be used to mask a pump and dump.
Absolutely. We need to be critical thinkers. We need to approach all these investments, especially in this meme coin world, with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Right. Don't get caught up in the hype. Look beyond the surface and,
exactly.
make your own judgment calls.
Yeah.
It's easy to, get swept up in the excitement, especially when you see the prices going up.
I know.
Everyone seems to be making money.
Totally.
But as we saw with Libra, that excitement can poof, disappear.
Right.
And you're left with nothing.
And you're left with huge losses.
Yeah. So for all you CoinTalk Podcast viewers out there, this Libra situation, it's a valuable lesson.
It is.
In how to navigate the crypto world. Do your research, be cautious, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
And if you're looking for a place where you can discuss these issues, where you can get different perspectives, head over to our YouTube channel, CoinTalk Podcast.
We're always dropping new deep dives.
Yeah.
Breaking down the latest happenings in the crypto world.
Make sure you like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you don't miss out.
Now, before we wrap things up, let's circle back to one final crucial point for our viewers to consider. This Libra thing, it really highlights how much influence these public figures have in this crypto market.
Yeah.
Should there even be stricter guidelines for endorsements?
Right.
And how can we better protect people, especially those who are new to crypto? How do we keep them from falling prey to these pump and dump schemes?
Those are big questions, especially now that crypto is, becoming more and more mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see celebrities, athletes, even politicians, like they're jumping on the crypto bandwagon.
Right.
And their words, they carry weight.
They do.
Even if they say, oh, I'm not like officially endorsing this thing.
Right, right. It's a tough situation because on the one hand, having these public figures involved, it can bring legitimacy to the space. It can bring in new investors.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it also creates, more opportunities for this manipulation.
Yeah.
Like we saw with Libra.
Yeah. It really highlights the need for more education on both sides. Like the public figures, they need to understand that their words have power,
Yeah.
and that there are potential consequences, especially in like a volatile market like crypto.
Yeah.
And investors, particularly those who are, new to this whole thing, they need to be able to like think critically. They need the tools to evaluate information and like make their own decisions.
Education is definitely key. But I mean, what about like regulation? Could stricter rules for like how these public figures engage with crypto help, or would that just stifle innovation?
I mean, it's all about balance, isn't it?
Right.
We want to encourage growth, but we also need to protect people.
Right.
Like, how do we find that sweet spot where regulation provides those safeguards without, stopping innovation? It's going to be a tough challenge.
Yeah. We're already seeing different approaches, to crypto regulation around the world. It'll be interesting to see like how this Libra thing and others like it, how that influences those policies.
Yeah, it's a dynamic landscape, constantly changing. That's why it's so important for everyone, whether you're like a seasoned investor or just starting out, to stay informed.
Absolutely. And that's where CoinTalk Podcast comes in.
That's right.
Yeah, we're here to break down these issues, help you make sense of this crazy world of crypto.
Absolutely. So if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, CoinTalk Podcast, hit subscribe so you don't miss out.
And give this video a like, share it with your friends.
And tell us what you think.
Yeah. What do you think about the influence of these public figures in crypto? Should there be stricter regulations?
Let us know in the comments.
This whole Libra situation, it's a wake-up call.
It is.
It's a reminder that crypto has incredible potential, but it's not without its risks. And going forward, it's crucial to be aware of those risks. We got to prioritize education, transparency, and just work together to create a crypto ecosystem that's fair and sustainable for everybody.
Absolutely.
Well, that's it for our deep dive into the Libra meme coin scandal.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, stay informed, invest wisely, and keep exploring. This is CoinTalk Podcast, signing off.